Hi, today is March 29th, 2025, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 484 for the year, Kronos Once More. I marveled at the otherworldly sounds that emanated from the Zankel Hall stage last night, as once again I had the privilege of experiencing a Kronos Quartet performance. Sun Ra, Neil Young's Ohio, Terry Riley, J. Fred Coots by way of Nina Simone, Alexandra Vrebalov, Viet Cuong, and closing the evening out, an exquisite world premiere by Benedicte Mauseth, who joined the quartet on Hardanger fiddle, and Kristine Tjøgersen, who did not. I glided home on the sound waves, on wave after wave of brilliance transcendence, and this morning I am still glowing. Poem number 485, Appreciation. I often think that I lack sufficient appreciation for the miracle of my being alive. I feel like I appreciated it more when I was 20, even though back then there was far less to appreciate, or at least far less than I knew to appreciate. To be clear, I still have an enormous amount of appreciation for the miracle of my life and my existence, but compared to how miraculous it actually is, I feel as though I barely appreciate it at all. Poem number 486, Not Quite Bartleby. These days there are a lot of things about which I have an opinion, but that I would prefer not to opine on. Truly, I would prefer not to opine upon those things, but unfortunately, I prefer not to. Poem number 487, His Story. He was a great spiritual leader, but he was also a little vain, and he felt he had a reputation to uphold, so he told people that his enormous belly had nothing to do with his eating habits and everything to do with the amount of prana he had absorbed through his meditation practice. I don't like to think of myself as cynical or skeptical, but I mean, come on. The guy ate a lot of pie or cake or candy or something. I'd have respected him more and would have been more inclined to follow his teachings if he would have just acknowledged that he spent a lot of time eating ice cream and pastries and cream puffs and shit. And his story was risky. If he had ever been caught with his hand in the cookie jar, his whole entire spiritual empire could have collapsed. Poem number 488, Her Cards. She laid all of her cards on the table. Starting again. Poem number 488, Her Cards. She laid out all of her cards on the table and had a table covered with cards. I had it. She laid all of her cards out on the table and had a table covered. I'm going to do it that way. Poem number 488, Her Cards. She laid all of her cards out on the table and had a table covered with cards. Yeah, I think that's right. Poem number 489, The Beast. The beast burst out of the barn and barged into the main house through the back door, through the kitchen, and into the dining room, and right into the china cabinet like a bull in a china shop. In retrospect, it was stupid to try to keep the beast in the barn, as some animals, just like some animal natures, are far too powerful to contain. And the last poem of the day, poem number 490, To Be Nothing. To Be Nothing is the name of a book by Benedicte Mauseth, who performed last night with the Kronos Quartet. I can't say I aspire to be nothing exactly, but I can't help but think Ms. Mauseth may be on to something. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.